obviously, as far as just being a bit selfish, it was it was an awesome moment for myself. Like, obviously, that's why we get into wrestling. We want to be the best in any company we go to. We want to be able to win the world title. That's what it's all about. And to be able to go out there and against an athlete the caliber of Bobby Lashley, and to be able to beat him and hold that world championship in the middle of that ring, it was surreal. It was something that I've always obviously wanted to do, like I said, but you never know at some point. There's ups and downs in any job, but in professional wrestling as well, there's these ups and downs, and sometimes you don't know if you're going to get there. You don't know if it's all going to be worth it, you know what I mean? But at that moment when I was in the ring and I held that world title and Brian Hebner raised my hand, that's when, that moment, it's all worth it. You know what I mean? Everything, the injuries, the travel, losing sleep, the missing out on family obligations and stuff like that, it's all worth it at that moment because the fans are behind you and you can feel that you're in that moment. Like you said, you're in that moment. And obviously for me, that's something I'm never going to forget. I hope for the fans as well, they feel the same way.
Now, was that one of those moments where you knew going in you were going to win the world title? Because so many different guys say, like, I didn't know until I showed up that day, or, this or that. Is this something that was building that they were always going to give you the title? Like, we were surprised by it. Were you, as the talent, were you surprised by it as well?
Like you said, it may be a bit cliche or maybe it's been said before, but I didn't know until I got there. I had no idea. I heard, there's rumblings of, hey, we're going to do some cool stuff this week at the tapings. We're going to have some fun. Like, oh, yeah, always, of course, whatever. And then, I got word and what? You know what I mean? It was a shock to me. And I can only imagine how it was for the people watching.
Oh, huge shock, but awesome moment, great surprise. And I think a lot of people were not really surprised by the fact that you and Lashley gel so well together. It's just like almost, it seems like a clash of styles at times, but, because he's more the power guy and you got the athleticism and you're kind of more the technical guy. You got great technique. How were you and Lashley able to kind of have all these different matches, whether it be an Iron Man match or a Street Fighter, whatever? How are you guys able to have just these awesome matches with great chemistry?
Sometimes you don't click with people and sometimes you do, and there's not always a rhyme or reason to it. It just happens. But I think going into it, myself and Lashley, just looking at us two, we're squaring off in the ring. Like, it's that built-in story. It's David versus Goliath. It's that underdog trying to overcome this giant evil villain, basically. You know what I mean? And so I think that helps because the fans, once again, they can relate to that. Everybody's had to deal with that at some point in their lives. And, people like to get behind an underdog. I know I do. So, to be able to do that we have that story behind us. And then, Lashley's an unbelievable athlete. He's a great athlete. He's an unreal wrestler. So, I wasn't never concerned that we wouldn't click. I don't know if it was ahead of time just from, watching him for years and stuff like that, and doing little things in the past, but I just kind of knew that, all right, this is going to be fun. We're going to have some good stuff. Cause like you said, it could be considered a clash of styles, but it also could be just two styles coming together to try to make something great. And I feel that, at times we were able to do that. I really enjoy wrestling Lashley. He's a very talented individual in any aspect or any sport that he gets into, obviously.